What an absolute gut punch. That ending of that episode, my gosh, what an incredible little reveal for No No. Finally seeing that journal and seeing all the secrets of the stalker. The fact that it's been her father this entire time, the one that she so desperately wanted to connect to and find, he's right there, right next to her, always watching her. All the connections it made to like Lucky Cyan and how he feels closer to his daughter, all that stuff is like, oh, gut punch is exactly what I wanted last episode. I wanted a happy ending to Ghostblade's story because it's so messed up and it's so tragic and how much he got disconnected from his family. And I finally get the connection right here. Although I'm a little afraid about how this episode ended because that little droplet hit his neck and he responded to it. And I'm like, don't tell me he gets infected by the fear and then goes berserk and then they have to take him down. I don't know. I don't want that. I don't want. I don't want that. Now, it does seem like everything is connecting. With the ending of this episode, I'm thinking we're pretty close to pretty much the point where Lucky Cyan and Queen arrive. Now, I think we need one little thing to happen here. We still need one little thing to happen. What my assumption is going to happen is that Ghostblade is going to lose control because the fear hits him. And I think that little Johnny is going to have to beat him. And that leads to my theory that next episode is going to be little Johnny. I think we're going to get into little Johnny's story. We've already kind of hinted a little bit here with this little episode and the idea that he lost his parents early, or at least they left him early, and he's always been alone. And I think that at some point he met, Johnny, which may have been the point where Ghostblade seen that big monster. Because some people were pointing out the fact that, yes, in little Johnny's room, there's a poster, and it looks a lot like that big, massive Pokemon. So there's a little bit theory here that possibly the big, massive Pokemon might be Big Johnny. But yeah, that could have been Big Johnny back there that Ghostblade seen. And that would explain why it goes away for a long time, is because it probably was protecting little Johnny. It became his son. Jump forward to now. I'm thinking that Ghostblade's going to go crazy and little Johnny is going to protect everybody with Big Johnny. And that's what Queen and Lucky Cyan seen. Because they went by that location. They went out in that desert and it was probably where that ship was. And so that's where all the stories are going to kind of come together. But we need Johnny's story first. That's my prediction. But again, going back to where I was saying earlier, the sucky part about that is it probably means that something is going to happen to Ghostblade. And that would explain why, if that is Big Johnny, if the big Pokemon is Big Johnny, he probably had to summon that thing to take down Ghostblade. Because Ghostblade, if he gets taken over with fear, that's insane. Because the idea that we've had with fear so far is it's a nice replacement. Like what Shindig was talking about this episode. I don't have to worry about falling off of the podium. I have fear. Fear is so much better. I don't have to worry about my trust value. I don't have to worry about people always looking at me. It's always been a replacement, but how would it work if it's together? The both values together. I guess we got a little bit of hint of that. It should have been a little hint of that with Boa. But yeah, I can see it totally making him a fierce opponent. He's still like the top 5 right now. And to have them have to take him down with fear, I don't know. It's again, my fear is that they might have to take him out. And that sucks if he just finally possibly makes the connection. No. But anyways, the episode overall, episode 16, was a pretty solid episode. I felt like the whole fight between Ghostblade and Shindig was a little bit of a shrug. It was still cool. Dude was farming aura. He's still a cooler character than Song, but he's aura farming. But unfortunately, it was just an easy fight for him. Like, not even a challenge for Ghostblade. We need a challenge for Ghostblade. I want to see, like, him actually get in a fight with something that's actually strong. But anyways, let's get in the episode proper, opening up with, yes, Loli and Nono are traveling with the caravan. They're going out to the spaceship, and eventually, yes, she points out the fact that she has programmed something to find the stalker. And the stalker is right behind him, which, yes, we cut over to getting a little bit of clarification as to Ghostblade joining the whole group. And apparently, out of nowhere, Zack shows up. Now, this is weird because Zack shows up and says, I got called from the commission. They want me to send somebody too. I feel like too many people are getting their hand in this cookie jar, that it's obvious that everybody is interested in what's in the spaceship. Yes, I can see the commission contacting Zack and saying, hey, send somebody else. This is a very important deal. But I can also see Zack faking that the commission called him because he wants to get involved. So he's sending little Johnny so that he's involved. Now, if little Johnny would do some sort of dirty work for Zack, that's a different story. But no, the part that kind of confused me here was that I thought that little Johnny was a part of DOS. I didn't know that he was FOMO. And I guess that's sort of an assumption that I made just because the fact that they were all in the same building. Queen, Johnny, and Cyan, they were all in the same building. Now, I guess this goes to sort of a confusion that I have overall with how the companies themselves are structured. I would assume that each one of these groups has their own building, and they have their own residence and whatnot, why would DOS and FOMO be in the same building? Like, for instance, when Queen got done with her meeting with Mickey and she was arguing with Boa, who ran into them? Little Johnny. It's literally the same building. It could be the Heroes building where the commission is and everything like that, but I thought that that was only for, like, the top brass. Like, the top 10 had a place to stay there. I don't know. I guess, again, that's just my misconception of how this whole structure works. Anyways, yes. That all leads into the joke of the episode. I actually liked Little Johnny. I kind of find him a little bit too ganky, that he's a little bit annoying, but I do like him a bit. He's just too pure boy. He's just a good boy, which turned out to be like absolute hell for him. Like, of all the people they could send with me, Little Johnny, this boy will not shut up. He's just constantly talking about, my gosh, this little flower right here. Yeah, Big Johnny used to eat things all the time. He's actually my son, but he's not actually biologically my son. I know that, you idiot. He starts crying randomly because of the music, so he changes over to Lucky Cyan, and he's like, oh man, you're a fan of Lucky Cyan? I'm a fan of Lucky Cyan too. I can help you beat her. And he's like, oh my gosh, I wish I could actually talk for once so I could tell him to shut up. It was just a cute little segment. I absolutely loved it. And it's technically kind of sad though, because Ghostblade is so like PTSD about noise and yapping, but it was still kind of done in a really fun way, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, then Loli shows up. Loli just jumps on the freaking hood of the car and starts busting the windshield. Get out now. She's so mad. She's so protective of No. Like, she just goes on full on like mama bear mode. But yeah, that's when we cut over to the meeting between both parties. You have over here, on this side, we have Loli in mama bear mode trying to protect No. Over here, you have Johnny, who's like just trying to see the good in everybody. Lou in the middle being sort of the mediator, and then having the two involved parties, which is No, the one being stalked, and Ghostblade, the stalker. It's just a dorky little moment there. I like that. Loli's like, he says that I'm sorry, it's my daughter's fault. She jumped to conclusion. And then she's like, no, what are you talking about? He literally is the one that's been stalking her. I caught him red-handed. It's right there. He's the one that's been stalking her. It's like, yeah, I understand. I understand that. I apologize for the car. I apologize about her jumping on the car. Are you stalking her? Yes. Like, he's like, I can't lie in front of No. Like, it's my daughter right there. I can't lie in front of my own daughter. And I like it because, again, Johnny the entire time is trying to make some sort of positivity out of it. No, he's actually a really good guy. I noticed the entire time we were on the way here, we got into some emotional conversation. It's like, dude, he didn't say anything. I seen it in his face. He always had this deep and thought look on his face. So he obviously was thinking very, very deeply about things. And he even turned on Lucky Cyan, that one song. Oh, that's literally her favorite song. You've been stalking her. He's got the flower on the dashboard. That's her favorite flower. Like, everything he says that's supposed to be like pure, it's just painting the picture that Ghostblade is like this massive, massive stalker that's copying everything that she likes. It was dorky. It was absolutely dorky. But now this is where it like gets really. This is where I'm like, please just write something in the ground. Like, there's a moment where I'm like, Ghostblade, take your finger, shove it into the dirt, and write out, that's my daughter. I'm her dad. Right on the ground. Pull out your phone, type it in a note app. Text him. Do something to communicate to these people. I know you can't speak. Write it down. I guess that's like the biggest kind of puzzling thing here. I mean, he used to talk to his wife all the time with a phone, but it's like, do you know how to write down things? Because yes, Lou brings him off to the side as a fellow middle-aged man. As a father, I really respect you as a hero. And I know that age is not really an issue here. If you love her, then confess to her. She's single. You're single. Confess to her. If she accepts it, good. If not, please leave her alone and don't ever contact her again. I'm like, oh my gosh, he thinks that he's in love with his daughter. He doesn't know it's his daughter. I thought for a minute there, because he brought up the idea of middle-aged man that's a parent, that he knew that Ghostblade had a child. I think he may know that. I don't know. It might be common knowledge that Ghostblade at some point had a child. It's just not public that it's her, because the mother did technically take her and run off. Said, get out of the limelight or we're going a separate way. And the mother just basically took her and left. Yeah. Like, dude, please just tell him that's your daughter. Please get rid of this miscommunication. This is so unsettling. But yeah, then they have the little they have the little dinner, the most awkward dinner ever. That's like the worst dinner I think I've seen in an anime in a long time. Just individuals in front of each other that shouldn't be in front of each other. Lou's over here thinking that Ghostblade loves that he doesn't know, his daughter. Ghostblade can't talk and can't communicate anything. You have No-No's across that's afraid of the stalker in front of her and doesn't want to have anything to do with this conversation that Lou's doing. Okay, again, you have Loli, and she's just mad at her dad because her dad's meddling with her friend's love life. And then you have little Johnny's across from her, and he's just pure boy talking about raising children and how you have to take care of children. And this turns into like a conversation between Loli and the father about how he knows nothing about her, even like her favorite food. And all the while, Da Zhong is at the end of the table and he just doesn't want to be there. It's like Dajon is like the only one that's like normal in this whole like table, and he's just like, here, let's not fight. Oh crap, I just gave her fuel for her fight. That I know what she likes. It just turned like the most awkward conversation there. Anyways, that all does eventually lead to I love the whole thing with the squid later on, but yeah, that all leads to eventually everybody starts getting massively emotional. Everybody starts pouring out their heart. The fact that yes, Loli hates the fact that her father knows nothing about her. No, and the fact that she always wished that she knew her father. Her mother always said that he was like an inadequate father as well. He was never around. He wasn't a good father when he was there. Just wishes that she could see him, see if he's the type that would actually protect her. She just wants to know him. It comes down to plainly that. She just wants to know if he is somebody that cares about her, I think, in the end. And that's causing her to, again, with this emotion going around everywhere, to break down. And then Johnny's over here like, I feel so sad. You have it lucky, though, because I don't have any parents. I've always been alone. Poor little Johnny over here has always been alone. Which explains why he's so, like good about wanting to find friends and meet people. Like, he's so forward with people like Queen, with Lucky Cyan, with these individuals, with Ghostblade. He just wants to be with people. But yes, as they're all breaking down eventually, yeah, Ghostblade realizes that something's wrong, goes over, covers up No, and then goes out to find Shindig. Shindig has been completely consumed by fear at this point and is perfectly fine with the idea that he no longer has to worry about, again, keeping that trust value. He now has fear. It's better. It's stronger. I don't have to worry about anything. At which Ghostblade finally answers the question to No that yes, would I protect you? Damn straight. If anything comes to harm you or threaten you, I will destroy it. Death awaits them. And again, he goes like full on soul level aura mode. It pulls out that freaking steak knife and just goes absolutely crazy on the guy. Knocks him out in no time. Again, it was a decent fight. Nothing like to write home about. Some pretty cool shots in there. Just seemed like it's a very easy fight. And because Ghostblade is sort of like an assassin type character, very fast, there's not really much to see. He just kind of, just little like wind effects here and there. And suddenly the thing's parts are just flying off. But yeah, it was a decent little segment there. What was really good though was afterwards. He knocks out the dude, explodes him, and again the fear splashes on his neck, which that makes me fear that Ghostblade is going to potentially get consumed by the fear. But no, it cuts over to No, which wakes up from the whole situation, ends up finding the journal from Ghostblade, at which point it goes through like pretty much all these journal entries about what he's found. Specifically the flower, the whisper flower. It was the first flower that it gave her mother. I'm glad that it immediately hit that. My fear was that she was going to read the journal and it was going to be basically about him, again, watching her, and it was going to make her more terrified. But no, right off the bat, it was the flower that it gave her mother. Click right there for her. Immediately she knows who this is. This is Dad. He's talking about the flowers that he gave my mom. That's why I like that flower so much. It's because he picked it. It was this fragrance that would always stick around, even when I'm no longer there. So there's a value to the whisper flower. And I like that's sort of how each of the entries go. Each of the entries, there's a significant value to it. It's not just I chose this because I wanted to make them happy. He chose it specifically because he wouldn't be there and he wanted to always remain there. I got this flower so it would linger even when I couldn't be there. Going on to the music. She's listening to Lucky Cyan. I never liked music before. Again, it's noisy. He doesn't like noise. He likes silence. But because she's listening to it, he wants to understand her more, so he listens to the music. And what he ends up finding out is that he now loves music. It's not saying that he likes the tune. Like he's saying some good music, man. That's bopping stuff. Some really good stuff that she's picking. Simply because when I'm listening to it, I'm one step closer to my daughter when I'm listening to it. Ugh. Explain why it's in his car as he's driving. And then he has going into one of the commonalities that he found with her. I found something that was the same between the two of us. She doesn't like squid. The moment that he said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why he's, yep. And it cuts to that scene where he grabs all the things and he just pops in his mouth. He was trying to keep it from her. Literally, Lou was over here like, why don't you serve her some of the squid? And he's like, no, I don't. She doesn't like this. Here, I'll help you. I'll eat it for you. I'll keep it to where you don't have to eat anything. You won't have to say anything. I'll eat it. I hate the texture. It's slimy. It's terrible. He's literally doing it for his daughter. It was like, this is so stupid, but so cute. So heartbreaking. And again, the fact that they stopped there, it really does make me fear that something's happening. Something is going to end up happening to Ghostblade. Because finally, somebody's happy in this damn show, and I think tragedy is going to follow it. I literally think something's going to happen to Ghostblade now that she finally knows. That sucks. But yeah, they did note that little Johnny disappeared, so that's weird. And I guess I can sort of connect that to the fact that he was also getting affected by the fear. And I guess he could have had some sort of problem with losing control or being afraid that he could lose control or the possibility of Big Johnny losing control. So he decided to leave that location. And again, that would sort of match it up with what I think is going to happen in the next episode. I think we're going to get a brief flashback of Johnny's life and all the way up to this point, all the way up to where we get to this whole caravan. And then right after that, it's going to get into Johnny, again, possibly either finding Ghostblade losing control or Big Johnny losing control. And then the Queen and Lucky Cyan are going to show up there. That's my prediction. That's my current prediction. I think that's how it's going to play out. But I'm kind of happy to see that we did get a second episode for Ghostblade, because for those that missed my last episode impression, I was really afraid that Ghostblade was going to be a single episode because it was so quick. It covered pretty much everything. But it does seem like everything's kind of coming together. But anywho, good episode. Good episode. How many more episodes we got? 24? We're about 8 more episodes? Something like that. Looking forward to more. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below, comment, let me just like the episode. Additionally, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe before you leave. Like this content, you want to support the channel more, become a member of the channel, or there's links in the description below. Greatly appreciate it, as until next time, you'll take care.